So as if is going to work, we have another statement called else if. This particular else if is also based on the condition, and else is if both the condition is not satisfied from if and else if, so else is going to work. Like this is the example: if case 1, then perform action 1. If case 1 is satisfied. If case 1 is not satisfied, then it will go to the else if statement and go to the case 2. If case 2 is also not satisfied, it will go to the else part and print or do the actions whatever is in the else part. Let's go and see this example. So if we have to write something in the if statement, we can write the condition in that way. If you want to use the bracket, you can use it, but it is not compulsory here to use the brackets for the conditions. So here it is saying if true, then we have to use the colon, and then when you press enter, see your cursor is there in the indentation. So that indentation is nothing but a tab. So we cannot write like this. Here means the print is out of the scope of this statement, right? So if we have to put the print operation inside the if statement, so we have to use tab. So one tab has to be used. That tab is called indentation. Okay. So if it is true, then it is going to print this particular statement. So because it is true previously, we doesn't have to bother about it. If you want to write some condition, you can write it like 1 is equal to 1. In that way also it is going to work. Okay, let's see another logic here with if else statement. If x, then we have to go for to execute this statement. If x is not true, means it is false, then we'll go to the else part and execute this statement. Okay. Okay, so we are in the if else. What I want to tell you is there are 3 keywords: if, then else if, and then else. In the else, we doesn't have to write any condition. If we are writing some condition here, and else if we can write some condition here. Okay, let's go to first example. If some statement, then colon, and then some statement that will be followed by if statement, if it is true. So if this particular part is true, then it is going to print this. So what are the difference between what if statement we have seen earlier and this one is, here the brackets are not compulsory. If you want, you can use the brackets like this, but it is not compulsory. So you can put the condition outside the bracket. If, and then you have to make a space. Then at last you have to put the colon and press enter. After pressing enter, you will go to the inside if statement, and then you can write whatever you want to write here. Okay. Now this particular process is called indentation. If you want that this print statement should be under if, then you have to use tab. If you use one tab, it will be inside the if statement, and then you can go for it. If you will not do that, then what will happen? So it is saying that expected and indented block, means it is saying that that if you are writing if statement in the colon, there should be some sort of statement. But here, after this colon, I didn't find any, the interpreter didn't find any statement. So that's why the error has been occurred. If there is some sort of a statement, like if we'll do 2 plus 3 in that way, so it is not going to give any error because it knows that this statement is going to execute. And after that, this statement is going to execute. Okay. So this is how your indentation works in Python. So you want to put this indentation, you just have to use tab keyword. Tab will take you inside this if statements. Let's go for if else statement. Here in this example, if some condition is there, if it is true, then it is going to print the statement which is under if. If it is not true, then it will go to the else part and it will print whatever inside the else part. So here it is x is false. So definitely it is not going to execute if part. It is going to execute else part. And else part it is going to print. So what is in the else part? I will be printed in any case where x is not true. In that way, it is going to print in your console. Let's see if we have multiple branches using if, else if, and else. Then how we can write in the Python. So let's see, we have a statement which is bank, which I have put it in the variable LOC. The first condition is LOC is equal to auto shop. It is not equal to because it is equal to bank. So this is not going to print. Then we have a statement else if LOC equal to bank or not. If it is there, then it is going to print welcome to bank. Else, where are you? In that way, it is going to print. The else part it is going to print. Now here in this particular program, if you'll see, what is LOC? LOC is the bank. So the condition that is satisfied is in the else if part. Else if will execute when if is not going to give you the true condition. If will give you the true condition, else if is not going to execute. So here you see any of the one statement is going to execute. In the else, if else, or if, any of the part can be taken based on the condition. Let's see how this nested if statement is going to work. So we have seen if statement and if else if statement. Let's go if we have some condition like if, and then again we have if statement inside the if statement. Okay, so how it is going to work? So here what we do here is we use else if for making another condition. So let's say this condition is not satisfied, it is going to work in this. If this condition is satisfied, and inside that, if you want to use any other if else statement, you can use it. Okay, this is the same example as the previous. Let's write some nested if examples. Okay, let's say if I have a condition x is equal to 1, or you can say x is greater than 1, then it will be go inside. Again, I'll use x if statement. If x is equal to 4, then it is going to print value of x, that is your x value. If this condition is not satisfied, then we'll have else. We are going to print same. Else part value of x. Okay. Let's say we are taking the value from the user. So how you will take the value from the user? So we'll take it input, enter any number from the user, and because this number will taken as a string, I'll convert it into integer. Let's run it. So it will ask for a number to be entered. Let's say I have entered 2. Okay. Now when I do that, okay. So this condition is not satisfied here. X is greater than 1 is satisfied. Here, this particular, let's say we'll write something here. Related. First if, second if, in that way. Let's do that. Okay, so what it is going to do is, if I am writing 4, so it is executing the condition and it is printing this particular print. And because x is greater than 1, it is going to this if statement. It is equal to 4, so it is going to print this. Means these two conditions is satisfied here. This is a nested if, right? So you can, you might have done all the nested if statement. Let's say we run again and we'll go for 2. So now if we'll go for 2, which statement is going to work? Now 2 is greater than 1, so this condition will be satisfied, right? And this else is of this if, so this else statement should not going to execute. So else statement is not going to execute, right? Let's run again and we'll give the value which is 1, which is not greater than 1, right? Means x is not greater than 1. So it will go to the else part and it will print else part value x equal to whatever it is. Okay. So this is how your nested if is going to work. If you want to put some more statements inside it, you can put it, right? This else could be the part of this one also, right? That you can make it. And you can make this else as a separate one, right? So all those things can be done here. Right, in that way you can write some conditions. So what condition will be done so that this else will be executed? Let's say we'll put value 3. So this is satisfied, then it will print first 3. Then this is not going to satisfy, so it will go to the else part, and this is going to print. So 2 print will be done. 1 print will be with the first if, and the second print will be the else part of the inner part. So let's say we'll put it value 2. So definitely it is going to work. the first if and this else part, right? So this is how your else if is going to work. Remember, you have to be careful about the indentation and how you are thinking that which particular statement is under which particular if or which particular else conditions. Okay, so it is important to keep a good understanding on how indentation work in Python,